And so, hello and welcome everyone to this workshop session. Name it. So we are going to create a chatbot using Dialogflow and then integrate it within the platform of Facebook Messenger. So that we can go to our Facebook page and chat with the bot, and the bot will answer us using what we are going to build in Dialogflow. So as you can see on my screen, the first step that you are going to do is to go to cloud.google.com. So within this step, we are going to configure just our Google Cloud account so that we can access. For me, it's already configured. So for the ones who did not who don't have an already configured Google Cloud account, so just there are some steps that you are going to check them, the name and the first name, the last name, just for the usage what you are going for what you are going to use the Google Cloud. Just simple questions. After that, you will be able to go to this page on, as I said, cloud.google.com. After finishing all that, let's go to console just to make sure that we can access everything, and if we get to this page, so everything is going right. After making configuring the Google Cloud account, so we can go to the Dialogflow dot cloud.google.com. So this one will make us access to the Dialogflow platform, and as we can see here we are going to create a new agent. For the ones who are going to build your first agent, you are going to find just a button, create a new agent, in the home page of Dialogflow. So here we are going to name our bot. So the agent name will be named, for example, devmenadd bot. Okay. For the default language, we will keep on English. This is the time zone will be detected automatically, and then we click on create. Agent name can contain what spaces, so we'll keep on devmena and then click on create. So just to talk about Dialogflow in general, so Dialogflow is a comprehensive platform for developing chatbots, even voice bots, virtual agents, and we can integrate it with different channels. So Dialogflow supports creating the agents and integrating them with dozens of channels. Okay, after creating our agent, let's go first to this to settings and then ML settings, and let's disable the automatic training. This will allow us, because if it's activated, every update and every editing on our bot and on our intents, it will launch an automatic training, which can cause some problems. So here we are going to disable that at first, because when we finish creating our intent, or when we finish updating our intent 100%, we are going to train manually with this button. We're going to train manually our bot. So let's disable the automatic training and then click on save. Okay, so here at the first step, we have created our agent. We have disabled the automatic training to train our bot manually. And then, so before starting developing, we are going to build bookings flight chatbots. So a chatbot that when you prompt him, so we want to say, I want to book a flight, for example, from Tunisia to Palestine, for example. I want to book a flight, or simply I want to fly, for example, from Palestine to Algeria, for example. So it's going to prompt us the departure country, the arrival country, for example, the number of guests, and also the departure date. Um, So we are going to start by intents. So intents in Dialogflow are a way that the bot will categorize an end user intention. So when I say I want to book a flight, so my intent here is booking. I want to book. So the intents are a way to detect what the user want to say. Okay, I hope that is clear. As we can see here, on every agent that we create, at first we can find two default intents. The first one is default welcome intent. So in the default welcome intent, we will talk about those sections. So here in every intent we can find training phrases. So at this step we are going to to clarify every basic and every component in Dialogflow. So after that we can use them easily. So we spoke about intents. Now we are going to clarify what is going inside an intent. So the first one and the most important one is the training phrases. So training phrases are the phrases and the words that you are going to train the bot on. So we will train our bot here, for example, in the default welcome intent. We are going to train him on hello, hi, hey there, greetings, long time no see, hello. There is pagination. Also, we can see hello again, hi, hello there, good day. So all those words and all those phrases are if the user type them, so the intent of the user is welcome, so hello. Okay, so our bot will be trained on those words, and if one of those words is matched or even partially matched, because it's an NLP. Dialogflow is an NLP platform that detects what users type. So even if we match a combination of those words, so by the time our bot is trained, and every time he knows new words, even combinations of those words can be detected. If this intent is detected, so the bot will answer with the responses. So here we can see a list of responses. So the bot will pick one of them randomly. If you are creating many responses, so the bot will pick one of them randomly and will answer the user using those responses. So here is a console where we can try the bot. So we are going to say now hi, for example. As we can see, the user, which is me, I said hi. The default response and or the response of the bot is greetings. How can I assist you? As we can see, it's a response already configured here, and the detected intent is default welcome intent. Okay, and the same thing happens for default fallback. So the default fallback is when the user types something that is not that any intent could be matched with what the user said. Automatically we will answer with the fallback intent. Okay, so as we can see here, those are answers for if the user typed something that is not recognized by any intent. For example, our bot is not trained yet on the booking system or book now or book a flight. So we are going to say book a flight. Okay. Okay, book a flight. So as we can see that the user, the bot responded by sorry, could you say that again, which is already, yes, it's already configured here because we did not train the bot on a booking intent. Okay, so it can't recognize any intent, it can match any intent, so by default we'll go to this fallback intent. Okay, so what we will start building now is to create a new intent. So we want the bot to detect that the user wants to book a flight. Okay, we will name our intent book a flight. Um, book a flight from a departure, which could be a country, from departure to. This is just a name for our intent, and it's a best practice to make the name of our intent a significant name. Okay, from departure to arrival. Okay, let's save our new intent. And the first thing we are going to do is to add training phrases. Okay, so we will train our bot on an expression, for example, which is book a flight, and then we hit enter. Okay, we will train our bot by this training phrase, which is book a flight. If this intent is detected, the bot will respond or will answer by saying, let's say, for example, um, let's say booking flight booked. Okay, we will answer like that, and then we click save, and then we will try to use that book a flight. Let's hit enter. As we see here, it's not detecting the book a flight. But do you know what it detected? It answered with the default fallback intent because we did not train it our bot. As you remember, we disabled the automatic training. In If we did not disable this one, so if we create a new intent, automatically it will start training our bot. Okay, so now we have creating an intent. After that, we should click on train. Let's train our bot. It will notify here agent training started, and we will wait until it will say the agent training is completed. Okay. Okay, it says now agent training completed. Let's retry again. Book a flight. And then, as you can see, it detected the book a flight from departure to arrival, and it responded by flight is booked. Okay, so we can go here, flight booked. Um, in a normal chatbot, in a normal chatbot though, so the user will say, I want to book a flight from Tunisia to Palestine, for example. And if the user did not mention those parameters, so the chatbot should take the role of saying what is your departure country, what is your arrival country. If the user said, I want to book a flight to Algeria, for example, so here we have the arrival country, but we do not have the departure country. So the chatbot should recognize that we have a missing parameter, that he should answer what is your departure country. Okay, so as we see here, there is another section that we did not see before this, which is action and parameters. So we are going to use this one. We are going to train our bot on book a flight from a departure to arrival. If we double click on departure, we can see a list of system entities. Okay, so the departure should be Tunisia, should be Algeria, should be France, should be USA, should be Japan. So we are going to say that the parameter after the from the departure one is a country. Okay, so we are going to find here a geo country, and the arrival to is a country. Okay, so as we can see here, we have two parameters. This one is a country, and the arrival is a country. And then we hit enter. We are going to save this one. Let's reload the page to activate the parameter section. As we can see here, we have the action and parameter section that was activated. We can rename our parameters. So we are going to rename this one to departure, and we are going to rename this one to arrival. Okay, after that, book a flight. Okay, so after that, we are going to say, so let's try the example. I will say book a flight from Tunisia to Algeria. the chatbot will answer by saying flight from Tunisia to Algeria is booked successfully. So the bot should extract. So this is the so this is the goal behind using the parameters. It allows us to extract those parameters from the user prompt or from what the user typed. So we are going to say flight from, we will use the dollar, okay? If we click on dollar, we will see that we can use the parameters already specified here that are already extracted from what the user said, which is the training phrase, okay? So we say flight from departure to arrival booked successfully, and then we will save. After saving, let's go again to ML settings, ML settings, and train our bot. It is started. We will wait until it is completed. Okay, so agent training is completed. Okay, let's try it again. Book a flight from Tunisia to Algeria. Let's hit enter. Okay, so the book a flight from departure to arrival is detected, and the bot responded by saying flight from Tunisia to Algeria booked successfully. Let's add one other parameter. So let's add, for example, the date. Um, Here in the training phrases, you can specify as many phrases as you want. You can train the bot on one parameter. You can train the bot on two parameters. You can train the bot on no one parameter. Okay. So we are going, for example, to okay. Let's change this one from departure to arrival. Um, on, let's say, date, for example, which could be for example, a date, let's say 22 11 to 2000 and 2023. Let's say on date, and this date will be, it will be a date assist date. So those are system entities, okay, of Dialogflow, and the bot will respond flight from departure to arrival on dollar, of course, to detect the variables, on date, book it successfully. Let's save, and let's again train our bot. It is started. Let's wait until it is completed. It is already completed. Let's say book a flight from Tunisia to Algeria. So let's at first make sure that we are writing right names. After that, we will detect the wrong countries, the missing parameters, etc. To Algeria on, let's say, 2022, which is tomorrow, 11 2023, and then let's hit enter. So as we can see, the bot responded by flight from Tunisia to Algeria on 2023 11 22 is booked successfully. Okay, so after that we can add as many parameters as we want. We can add also, for example, for how many persons, or let's keep this one and add I want to fly, let's say, to departure. This one will be the already created parameter, which is this one, departure. Okay, we can, we if we already created the departure parameter, we can use it again. Okay, so departure, as we can see, this one is in yellow. in the other training phrase or in the other prompt is already in yellow. I want to fly to a country for, let's say, two persons. Okay, this two will be also a parameter which is a number. Let's say number, and then let's hit enter. And then here we have that the Dialogflow added the number on date for dollar. Okay, let's rename our parameter. We will not keep it just number. We will rename it to persons so that we can use a significant parameter name. Dollar persons for the number persons booked successfully. Let's save, and we can see here that we have trained our bot on just two parameters. Okay, not all of them. Intent, and we can add it here too because we did not already made our bot and detect the missing ones. Okay, for um two persons or two people, no problem. Okay, let's bind it to this one and then let's hit on save. Again, let's train our bot. We will prepare book a flight from Tunisia to Egypt um, on, let's say, 2023. For the date, we can use also not only dates, we can use tomorrow, we can use into days, we can use after 2 weeks, we can use after 3 days, after 7 days, after 2 weeks, after 2 months, after a year. We can use all of those words that mean the date or the date time. 11 2023 for two persons. So, as we can see, flight from departure to arrival on the date for two persons was booked successfully. Now let's add another thing, which is okay. So we will try this prompt. Okay, I want to fly to, for example, let's say to USA for three persons. So it has detected the intent, but the parameters are missing. And as we can see, if we are speaking in the flights booking system or ecosystem, we know that the departure, the arrival, the number of guests, and the date are required parameters. So in this case, the bot should not say respond. It did not already respond because we have some missing parameters, which are the date, yes, the date of the flight and the arrival country. Okay, uh, already it has detected that the USA is the departure country, not even it is the okay, because here it has detected the USA as a departure country, because here we mentioned that this one is a departure which should be an arrival. Okay, so here we should fix this one. 2 means the arrival country, not okay. So after this, after we have fixed this one, we will say we can come to this section of action and parameters, and we will mark all of those parameters as required. And as you can see, as I'm clicking on required, the Dialogflow adds by default the define prompts button, which means I will click on define prompt, which means if the departure country, which is a required parameter, if it's not specified or if it's not extracted and detected in the user prompt, or in the or in what the user typed, we will the bot will respond, will answer the user by the prompt that we are going to write here. So we will say what is your departure country? Or we can say, we can set a lot of variants. We can say also, from where you will fly, for example. Okay, and we can add as many prompts as we want. So in this case, if the departure country is not specified, the bot will answer by one of those prompts. Okay, and we will apply the same things for all the other parameters. So the arrival, um let's say just simple, what is your arrival country? And let's add another one, where are you going? Okay, and then click on close. So for the date when you will fly, um when, just simple when, and the persons, let's say for how many persons, we can add for how many guests. Okay, and then click on close. Okay, after specifying all those ones, let's, and remember that we have already trained our bot on just book a flight, a very general one. Okay, so here we can use this book a flight to check if the configuration of our bot about the required parameters was correct or not. So of course we go to train. As you can see here, the training is progressing. It has already started and it is completed now. So let's say book a flight, a simple book a flight, and let's see that the bot answered by from where you will fly. Okay, let's say Tunisia, and we see that the bot detected that the arrival country also is missing. So we will answer by saying, where are you going? I'm going to Germany. When you will fly, because we didn't specify the date, so we will say tomorrow. Okay, for how many persons? For two persons. And after detecting that all the parameters were included and were answered by the user, we can say that the configured response with all the parameters was returned by the bot. Flight from Tunisia to Germany on 22/11/2023. So we can also format this date to change this format. For two persons was booked successfully. Okay, so after that we will speak about the follow-up intent. So as we can see here, in instead of saying the flight was booked, the bot will ask the user, flight from your flight will be from departure to arrival on the date for how many persons, and let's ask, is that correct? Okay, so in this case, what will the user say? The user will say yes, either no. Okay, so how to detect that? So we will add the follow-up intent. The follow-up intent will keep us in the same context of booking flight. Okay, but it's like a sub dialogue. It's like a sub dialogue into the same context. Okay, let's click on set the follow-up intent. You can create a custom one, but there are already some follow-up intents already configured, like yes or no. Let's say, for example, yes. So in this case, we see that the same intent, as we said, it is the same context, but a yes was added. So when we enter here, we will see some configured training phrases, which are exactly yes, of course, correct, which are some positive attitude from the user, for saying yes, etc. And we will respond. Let's go to response. Okay, and in this case, if we already get all the parameters, um, in the first intent, the bot will answer the user by saying your flight from Tunisia to Germany tomorrow for 2 persons, is that correct? The user will say yes. If the user will say yes, it will enter to this, it will detect this intent. Okay, so we are in the flight booking, but with a positive attitude, which is yes. So in this case, the bot will answer by saying your flight from two for 2 persons tomorrow is booked successfully. So in this case, we will say, if when the user says yes, in this case the bot will say your booking was booked successfully. So we need to extract the parameters from the parent intent. Okay. So here we will say your flight from, here we can see that we are into the child intent, okay, which are follow-up intent from. If we are going to pick something from the parent intent or from the global context, as we said that we are into the global context, the context which is book a flight to arrival, okay. And if we are going to pick those parameters from the parent intent and use them into the child one, we can use flight from, we will use the hashtag, the hashtag is the parent context. Okay, so if we click here, so hashtag the parent context, which will detect it automatically. As we can see here, if I click on hashtag, it has detected the parent context automatically. And then we click on dot. It's like a JSON object, okay? On dot, and we can here access to the parameters of the parent context, okay? So the parameters were named departure, arrival, date, and persons, okay? So um, flight from the parent context dot departure, which is the parameter name, to the parent context also dot arrival, which is the country, at, which will be the date, of course, the parent context dot parameter name, which is date, for the parent context dot persons, which are the number of persons, the parameter was booked successfully. Let's save our follow-up intent and go to settings and train our bot again. Let's wait, and after adding this yes, we will see how to add the no. If the user said no, so we should replay all the intent from the beginning. It is completed. After that, we will integrate our bot using Facebook. Book a flight, enter. So when, from where you will fly, I will fly from Algeria. Where are you going? I am going to Japan. After, let's say, after 2 days. After 2 days should be 23 of November. After 2 days. For how many guests? For 4 persons. So what the bot said here? Your flight from is that correct? The user here will say yes, or will say correct, or will say exactly. Let's say yes. So we can see here that the flight from Algeria to Japan at for four, it is missing persons. We did not add that in the response, was booked successfully. And we see here that the detected intent was the book a flight from departure to arrival, yes. And then let's add the add follow-up intent for the no. If the user says a negative answer, let's go to no. Here we will do something so very simple. We will say what the bot will say. Please um, give me or provide me more details about your flight. And we will say that. When the bot says this answer, automatically the user will say book a flight, and we will again and again get back to the parent intent. If there are missing parameters, what is the departure, what is the arrival, the date, and the number of persons. If the user say I want to book a flight, after the negative answer, I want to book a flight to Algeria. So here we have detected the arrival country, but we are already missing the parameters. The bot will say what is your departure, what are the number of persons, and what is the date. So we will save. I think that we have already saved, and we will go to training our bot. After doing this one, we will go to integrating our bot into Facebook. Completed. So let's say book a flight from USA to China when after 1 week. For how many guests? For 2. Is that correct? Here we are going to say no. The bot responded by it has detected the no booking a flight and please provide me more details about your flight. So here I'm going to say, for example, let's say this one. I want to fly to China for 2 persons. We will detect that there are some parameters, 2 parameters are missing, which are the departures. I'm flying from Tunisia. When it will be tomorrow. And here we will, as we can see that it has detected the parent one. Is that correct? We will say yes. And now our booking should be booked successfully. Okay. So we will go after that to integrations. Okay. And here we can see that there are so many integrations we can make with Dialogflow. We can see that here there is a Dialogflow messenger. We can enable this one. And this code, you can place it on your website, and it will make you a widget like this one. And here we can use it, book a flight. And you can see that it is already using what we have already built. From where, let's say Tunisia, and it's the whole process that it is repeating. When, let's say tomorrow, when, and we can see here that he did not recognize tomorrow without the W. Tomorrow, for how many? 2. Let's say correct. And it was booked successfully. So here, for integrating the Dialogflow with Messenger, let's disable this one. Close. So here for Messenger, let's go now to developers.facebook.com. Here we can see, if you are not already logged with your account, log into Facebook and then open developers.facebook.com and then go to applications. And here we have opened the integration with Messenger from Facebook. Okay, so we will create a new application, which will be the type of the application will be other. For me, it's in French. The type will be an enterprise one, And then because in the enterprise one we have access to messenger, okay? So in the other ones we have not access to the messenger APIs, so Dialogflow cannot connect with messenger. Then after that, the name of the application, we name it our bot devmena. Let's name it devmena. Create the application. Send. So here, as we can see, we are on developers, Facebook developers platform. We can see that we can integrate so many things, but we will be interested to Messenger. So we will click on configure. After clicking on configure, we do not have a page, so we should have a Facebook page so that we can chat with our bot. So we will create a new page. The page will be named, for example, devmena, let's say bot. Yes, okay. Sorry, everyone. The devmena bot. The category will be service. You can set whatever category you want. And then let's create our Facebook page. So this name is not valid. I don't know because I think there is already. Okay, let's check this one. Don't know what. Let's say Mina devbot. Okay, let's. Don't know if this is valid also. I think this one is going to work. Okay, so the page was created. We can skip all those steps. Next, finish. Okay. After that, go to your profile and then go to pages and then open the page we have already created so we can chat using it. After that, we can reload the developers Facebook platform after creating our page. And then we will now make two things, okay? So we are going to link Dialogflow, which would generate an access token of our page, and then here make a verify token, okay? So the first thing will be adding our created page. Okay, so here you will choose the page that you have created and the page that you want to link with Dialogflow and with the developers Facebook platform. Then click on continue, save. Okay. After that, we can see that our application that we have created is linked to this page, and now we can generate a token. So now you will copy that token, okay? You will paste that token in the page access token we have on the Dialogflow platform. Go to integrations, messenger from Facebook, paste that access token, and for the verify token, it's just a random string that you can set, whatever it was, and you will paste it on the developers platform. So it will be just like a verification between Dialogflow and Facebook to check that the same string. It's just for security reasons. Now let's configure the webhook. So for the webhook URL, it will be this one, which Dialogflow provides to us, and then we will paste it here, and let's create here a verify token. We will say that it is devmena, okay, and let's paste it here, the same one. Let's start saying the server on the Dialogflow. As we can see here, the environment is active. And then let's verify and save on the Facebook platform. As we can see that everything is going well, everything was added. So here we have linked our Dialogflow to our Facebook page. Let's try here. Let's say, for example, hello. It should detect the default welcome intent, but this will not work. Why it did not work? Here we have really linked our Dialogflow to Facebook developers, and the Facebook developer is linked to our page, but we are not activating any API between them. So here, as we can see that the webhook is activated, but it's activated on 0 fields. Okay, so we should add this field of messages. Okay, so that we can get, so that Dialogflow can access the messaging APIs and all the messages incoming to the Facebook page. The message will go to Facebook developers. The Dialogflow application is subscribed on the messages of that Facebook page, so it will redirect them to Dialogflow. Our bot will do his work, and after that will return the response to the developers, and the application that we created will send it to the page. Let's save. So the feed of messages was sent. So here, if we will try, the bot should respond to us. As we can see, it's writing. So here, greetings, how can I assist you? Let's say book a flight. What is your departure count? So the process that we know, let's say Italy. I love Italy very much. Oh no, I will go to Italy. I am in Tunisia. So I will go to Italy. I want Italy. I love it. Italy. When? Tomorrow. Tomorrow. Okay. For how many persons? Let's say me and my family, and so let's say 6 persons. Okay. I forgot someone else. So no, I don't like this one. Okay. Book a flight to Italy for 7 persons. Okay. From Tunisia. Tomorrow. Your flight will be from Tunisia to Italy on 22 November, which is tomorrow, for 7 persons. Is that correct? Yes. Okay, thank you. So here you can say thank you, but we are not handling that on, as you can see here. So it is activate the integration on Facebook Messenger. So so for the case of thank you, etc. So we will not create an intent, because already there is a small talk on Dialogflow, which are some specific answers. So about the agent, here we can see that there is a predefined question, which is who are you? So we can directly set up an answer. So I am devmenadd bot. I will guide you through your next flight. I will guide you to book your next flight. Okay, let's save this one. Um, let's say, for example, for the hello and the goodbye, WhatsApp confirmation. So bye bye, bye too. Okay. Okay, I think for the thanks we should create an intent. Okay. Yes, so for those are for greetings, for the hello, for the goodbye. So no problem, we'll create an intent which is named goodbye. We will train on saying thank you, for example, and thanks Okay, and the response will be you are always welcome. Let's save, and then okay, let's do not forget to train the bot always. It has started. The agent training was completed. Okay, so now if we say thanks, it has said you are always welcome, as we can see. And okay, for just some, we can see here the history. So the history here are all the intents that were detected during the talks. If we see here this exclamation point with the orange color, so here we can see that there are some intents that were not detected successfully. So for this case, this one, because we were in the beginning when we tried book a flight, but we did not create the intent yet. So if you find that some users did the bot did not detect the intent, you can see it here, um, and normally you can assign an intent to detect it in the future. um, so here you can see training. You can, of course, as we said, this is a bot. We have trained it on just some several sentences, small ones. You can here update some large data sets to the bot, to the agent, to train it more. You can even upload a knowledge base, just enable the beta features and APIs in the settings, which is this one. Okay, so you can upload even a knowledge base. Let's save. As you can see, you can create your first knowledge base and you can upload it. Those are some analytics on your agent. So here we have no data because it is recently created. But you can here see some analytics for the intents, which are the most ones that were detected, which one the users saw more, etc. I think that we have some more 7 minutes, so we can check what are entities. So entities are, as we saw together, that there are those system entities. So here you can create custom entities. Okay, so we can create here an entity. Let's say I want to book in a business class or in the economic class. Let's say create a new intent which is named a flight class. Okay, and the words, I think, we will say that there are business. So there are some specific words like the system countries. Okay, the entity of countries, business. Let's say economic, and let's say we have VIP, for example. Let's save. So in our next training phrase, we can see I want okay, book for example, um, a type. Let's say it will be the type of the flight. Type flight. If we double click on type, we can see that we have the okay. I'm not seeing the it is when we search for the room. It's not the room, it is flight. So as we can see here, we can see our flight class. It is the entity that we have created. Okay, we can save, and let's answer by the flight class. Let's save, let's reload so it can be detected in the parameters. Okay, as we can see here that the flight class was detected. It's not a system entity because we have created it here. It's a custom entity. It's let's make it required. You want the business, economic, or VIP flight. Okay, let's close and let's add it. Let's say here, let's rename our parameter. Let's name it type. So your type flight will be from okay, so it is a custom entity here. There are business, economic, and VIP. And then let's go to intent for the yes. Okay, because for the yes, we should get that parameter. Let's say we will access to the parent context dot type flight from etc. Let's train our bot. It has started. For anyone who have questions, you can type your question in the chat. So the agent was complete. Let's try directly on Facebook. Book book a flight from where? Tunisia. Let's say Belgium. After 2 days for 2 persons. Okay, and here we can see that it prompt us about the type of the flight. Let's say it will be VIP. And we can see here that your VIP flight will be from Tunisia to Belgium on 23 after 2 days for 2 persons. Is that correct? Let's say yes. And we can see that our VIP flight from Tunisia to Belgium at for 2 persons was booked successfully. And note that the type of the flight is a custom entity and it's not a system one, like the country, like the date, like the number. We have created our own entities, and you see here that there are system ones, and those are the system ones that we have already used: the date, the country, and the number. We can edit them, and we can add some some values to them. So thank you everyone. We have created our bot. We have made it dynamic. It's booking flights. You can even configure some fulfillments. You can activate webhooks. So we can even get some data and send it to your server to send it to your backend. You can use the data provided from your bot. We have created that. We have integrated using Facebook Messenger, as we can see here. I'm using the developers, Facebook developers. So thank you everyone for being here, and I hope the session was good, and you got good informations from it. And thank you, and to the next time. Thanks.